Driveway overlays. So your driveway needs some work, but you're not sure if you should patch it and seal coat it or if you should overlay it. Maybe you have some drainage issues and you want to overlay the driveway to try and eliminate them. Well, unfortunately, not all driveways are candidates for an overlay. But the fly-by-night rip-off contractors, they'll overlay your driveway without any hesitation and gladly take your money either way. Let's take a look at why your driveway may not be a candidate for an overlay and what can happen if it's not done properly. First and most importantly, the transition into your garage, onto the street, or in front of sidewalks should be a smooth transition. In other words, once the overlay is installed, the new asphalt should not be higher than the concrete, the street, or the sidewalks. The right way to obtain this smooth transition is to remove the existing asphalt several feet out from the garage, the street, or in front of the sidewalks. Then patched back 1.5 inches to 2 inches lower so that when the overlay is installed, there's a nice smooth transition, number one, and number two, there's enough slope to get the water to drain away from the garage, enough so that it doesn't puddle or even run back into the garage. Now, if your driveway is fairly flat and removing the asphalt will not gain positive drainage, then your driveway must be removed and replaced in order for it to drain properly. Now, some people ask if feathering the asphalt is an option. Feathering the asphalt is not the proper solution. You see, the problem with feathering the asphalt is that it will eventually crack and chip up until it reaches a thickness of 1.5 inches, which is the minimum thickness that an overlay should be installed. The fly-by-night guys, they'll tell you that feathering the asphalt will work just fine. They'll even tell you that an inch thick overlay is just fine, but it's not. If you have drainage problems, most of the time an overlay will not solve them. It's only going to make them worse. The fly-by-night guys, they'll tell you, oh, it's no problem, we'll fix those. But in reality, they're just going to move those problems from one place to another. And in some cases, maybe even make them worse. They'll be puddle chasing. They're just going to move the puddles from one place to another. Then when you call them with warranty issues, they'll be covered with their fine print in their warranty. That is, if they even call you back. Last but not least, if your driveway has alligator areas that need patching, these failed areas must be removed and replaced prior to the overlay. If not, they're going to come right back through the new overlay, especially if it's too thin. All of the cracks that are in the asphalt now, they're going to reflect right back through the new asphalt, and within a few months, you'll have the same problems all over again and you will have wasted your money. The fly-by-nighters, they could care less. They simply just want your money. They know that it won't work, but they'll do it anyways. And they'll rarely, if ever, come back and fix them. Now, as a side note, paving fabric can be installed to help minimize reflective cracking. Reflective cracking is where the cracks in the existing asphalt will crack up through the new asphalt. A paving fabric can be installed to minimize this. So let's summarize overlays. The absolute minimum that an overlay can be installed is 1.5 inches compacted thickness. Not 1.5 inches before compaction, but after compaction. The thickness of the asphalt overlay after the rollers have compacted the asphalt and left the job. The asphalt should not be feathered in front of the garage, the street, or the sidewalks. It should be removed and replaced. Drainage issues are virtually impossible to solve with an overlay. And failed asphalt should be repaired prior to the overlay, period. So if you want an overlay that will last as long as possible, get it done right. If it's not a candidate for an overlay, remove it and replace it.